So, let me explain what happens from the outside and from the inside. So, from the outside, I feel like I have your undivided attention right now. This is awesome. Um, from the outside, Brick, who is there, um, the tower has now shimmered into basically complete etherealness. It is entirely translucent. There it looks like there's nothing more than a slight spatial distortion that's there, and within a few more seconds, you just drop into the water.
I thought that would happen. What happens to the javelin that was in the tower, keeping the door, like, in between the door and the wall?
The javelin is basically sheared in half, and the half that's sticking out drops into the water with you.
Okay, I thought so.
Quarterstaff.
Yep, yeah.
I'm gonna swim back to the shore,
Okay.
and I'm gonna, drink.
So Zach, you from the shoreline, you could actually see Brick just drop into the water, and you hear the splash and everything else that's there, and you see the tower, the bridge, everything has just faded from sight entirely. So guess you'll check back in with them in about 12 hours. Time to go drink.
I hope
laughter at
Painted
Brick.
Dimple just die from nothing.
This is going to be a very short campaign, guys.
Session
people
3,
die.
we all die.
How many people were inside? Everyone?
Pretty much.
Everyone but you and Zach.
So yeah, 6 people are inside.
Oh, okay, damn. I didn't realize Melting and Shavira went in, but okay.
I mean, are you the dumb ones here, or are you the smart ones? We don't know yet.
Yeah.
I made a charisma saving throw for Zia because Gadri was in there. So
All right, that's fair. Sure.
Caliban has 8 intelligence, so I think he just thought it was the right thing to do.
Pretty fucked up.
I'm a hopeless romantic.
There you go. So those of you who are inside, with the door open, you now see that outside of the door has just gotten very cold. Very, very cold. Like sub temperatures below freezing cold. It's like almost sucking the air from your lungs as you look out and you see nothing but starry sky for as far as the eye can see. And suddenly you realize the tower is very slightly rotating. And what looks like a large, massive even, floating city is somewhere there where it looks as if there is like towers made of steel and marble. And several of these towers look as if they are even built upside down. There seem to be spires going in weird directions. And some of these spires actually like go up and then begin to turn sideways and then kind of loop back around. Some of them seem to turn to corkscrews in themselves. This is bizarre. And the outside area is what looks like it's underneath the city. Just looks like ground and roots kind of going off into nothingness. On the far side of the city, you actually notice that there appears to be what looks like a massive, almost like Persian-style palace that's there, with large spires. And this seems to be the only building with some sort of recognizable architecture. You're also kind of noticing that at many of the spires look as if they might have like open areas at the top, and each area seems to have these large, glowing, almost like spherical objects at the top of them, and you're not entirely sure what these are. But you could feel that the cold coming in from the outside is pretty unbearable. You might want to shut that door.
Yeah, I shut the door.
Yeah, Gadri.
I'll close.
I say, wait, I need a new rug for my place when I see the Persian towers.
oh man,
I'm sure there are plenty of columns there for you too.
With my own theory on where we are, would Zia have an inclination of where we ended up? Like in terms of like physics more than anything.
Tell me
Like
what
from
you think it
re-
is, and I'll tell you what to roll.
Well, I think more like as in the laws of physics are kind of fucked, so it's potentially like some kind of like extra dimensional space.
All right, let's go with a investigation check. How's that?
Okay. So.
Anybody else there who's at the bottom, who saw outside? Do you guys want to make checks on it too, just as a baseline, or are you guys just being like, well, this is weird, I'm leaving, just heading up?
Sure. I like to check it out.
All right. What do you think it is?
Maybe perception.
No, I mean, what do you think is going on outside?
Probably some like planar shift, right? We got moved obviously somewhere.
Okay, give me an Arcana check, because I'm gonna change what information I give you based on what you guys think it is. Sylvie, yeah, go ahead.
I think it's the damn Australians with their upside down towers. So
Oh well, no more checks, guys. I mean, Sylvie got it. It's the Australians.
As a damn Australian.
Oh, I really wish you would have rolled that nat 20 the first roll.
I know, for shame.
Goddamn lag teasing you.
yeah, we'll just take the second one.
So,
Still have
Zir,
inspiration.
you're not entirely sure what's going on, but it definitely seems like yes. The laws of physics don't seem to really apply the way that you know them here. Something is definitely strange. It does appear that you are not anywhere near Waterdeep any longer. Caliban. It does appear that something magical has happened. You've been teleported somewhere, but you're not entirely sure where. None of this seems to be recognizable to you, and you're not entirely sure where this is. But there's definitely something magical going on, and it's strong magic at that.
Has any of the gravity changed inside the tower? Or
No.
is everything.
It's entirely the same as it was before.
Well, this is a problem. I assume none of you have any idea where we ended up here and what we're gonna do about this and how we're gonna get back.
I say we just wait until daybreak comes or night comes.
On that note, we're gonna go ahead and go to Gadri and Craw. I swear to Christ, I'm gonna somehow in my head I'm gonna start calling you Coca-Cola. It's become canon.
Yes.
So we're gonna go to Gadri and Craw. So you guys have just had this like
man.
you guys have just had this like near miss, and are oh that's right, your initials. No one's got that yet.
No one's got it yet.
I completely forgot too. So
What's your whole name? I didn't quite catch it. What's your
Raw
full-
Fru Sitek with a C.
that moment of watching like Victoria's screen and just it
Oh.
dawns on her.
That's why you had the problem with the chicken, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
We
So-
have our own chicken in the party.
Okay, so you guys are heading up. Are you still gonna be going up, or are you gonna check with your group that you've just seen come in now? mean, you're-
Okay, well, I'm going to confer with my bearded baby on that because he seems to be quite the intelligent child, the toddler. See what he thinks.
Well, you don't know my character. He's got a bit of a death wish. I mean, I don't care. I'm at your will if we go north or south at this point.
Well, I think we should probably let them know about that evil iron throne thingy that tried to eat us with spikes.
Real quick, did I just turn blue? Like
You
fucking-
You did. Yeah, I noticed that too. You did.
How did that happen? All right, either way, moving on.
Well, at least you're not green, because then you'd die.
Hey. Well, yeah, now I'm part of a group at least.
Yeah.
Wow, we're just throwing references around all day today. Jeez.
A little bit. I like it. But yes, I leave it up to the big chicken. If
Okay.
we continue onwards or we wait for our party, how high up are we?
By this point, you guys are probably about a good 60 feet up. You're about halfway, you'd figure.
How long would it take our party to get up here? If I would know that.
If they're being careful, probably like a good 15 minutes. If they were moving up at a normal pace, probably like 5.
Can we? Are we within shouting distance of them?
Actually, probably even less than that. If they're moving up at a normal pace, like a few seconds.
Okay. Are we
Oh,
within
okay, yeah.
shouting distance of them? Can they? Hear
Yeah,
us?
yeah, you are.
So
And
I would
also,
yell
you
down
notice that sound travels very easily in here, as there's the metal plating on the walls.
and say, just watch out for the thing that defeated the other knight, and come on up.
Oh, defeated.
There you go, Vox. I appreciate that one.
Oh.
I got you. I got you.
I guess that's a step in the right direction.
Oh!
Tries to hug you.
Oh!
Group pun coming in strong.
You guys really need to step up your game then.
Craw, are you going up, or are you waiting for them where you are?
We're gonna wait for them.
Okay.
'Cause you said it's only gonna take like a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's only if they're not checking for traps like every step. So are you guys heading up to meet with the bird and baby team?
Yeah, I'll start making up.
I guess we could fly up there. Meet them at their
Get it?
perch.
Okay, so you guys are heading up. How careful are you being as you climb the steps?
Yes.
I mean, thanks to Brick's efforts earlier, at least that coin is still wedged in place and stopping that scythe blade from attracting, which means it's now a very obvious danger. So that's good. Yeah, Gadry.
Real quick, just who said yes to that question? Just so I know for awesomeness factor.
Yeah.
It was Hansi.
Yeah, it was Hansi.
Good call. Good call, Hansi. I like it.
It was an affirming question.
So as you guys are heading up, I guess you are.
I have one quick thing. Whoever goes first, Zia's gonna hand you a small vial and say, "Drink that, please. That will help."
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast False Life.
Okay.
The
So
real head talking here.
He'll learn the shocking truth.
I assume Tor is going first, so that False Life would go to you.
okay.
Okay.
So with you guys heading up, I assume you are checking every step, which is going to slow your pacing down quite a bit. So the ground you can cover in like maybe a minute or two is going to probably take like the better part of maybe 10 minutes to actually get up to them.
Okay.
But I'm guessing you're like tapping every step or something with a javelin or something. Okay.
Yeah, I'll tap in front of me as I go.
Okay. So as you're heading up, it is taking a little bit longer, but at least it definitely feels safer this way. As you're heading up, you're not noticing any new traps, thankfully. And it takes you about 10 minutes, but you do manage to get up to just before the landing, where Kra and Gadgery got assaulted by the grabby statue.
Varuk assaulted.
So how are you guys handling getting past this landing area?
Well, seeing as it's a pressure plate, we can just do the same thing we've been doing with the stairs. Just like hit the pressure plate and make sure no one's in that area when it happens. I can
Okay.
actually like fly off the landing and use like a stick and just hit it. And then
Yeah.
everyone else can just walk by.
Okay, cool. So you guys are gonna trigger the pressure plate. First, figure out where it is on there. I assume you probably have an idea where you landed, so you probably just like whack that one spot, and sure enough, it pops out. Might even take like Tor, who's leading the group, by a little bit by surprise, as he's standing very close to it.
I
But
just go like, want to see a magic trick?
just whack. I feel like you're just taking a. I feel like you're just taking a page out of Brick's book at this point. So you trigger the pressure plate, the large angry statue comes out, and then you notice that as it's retracting, it's like very, very slow. I'd say most, if not all of you, could probably just easily get by it before it manages to reset fully.
Okay. As soon as it launches, we'll head forward.
Okay. So you guys head back to this, and sure enough, you still hear that sound of like the shink, shink, shink on that almost like exact same interval timing. And you see that whatever is making that sound is actually relatively close. Probably like another turn or so up, and you'll be able to find it. So I assume the going up these stairs is still just as slow going as it has been, of just like checking each one.
Yeah.
So it takes you guys another maybe 5 minutes, let's say, to spiral up again. And sure enough, this time, all of you guys together actually see finally what's making this noise. Apparently, between the stones, or between the metal panels on the wall, in place of where the rivets are actually like probably about a dozen of these very slim spears that have come out of the wall and completely skewered an elven woman directly just through her skull, through her neck, through her body on the side. And several of them, because they are so slim and because of probably hitting and bouncing off the bone of her body, have just been like, as they come out the other side, they basically like gone at all weird angles, and they basically stuck the body, and the body is stopping these spears from fully retracting in. And so there's probably only about like a foot of free space on these stairs, and they can't be retracted. So you see the shink is literally like the spears trying to retract, and the body basically being wedged and stopping the spears from retracting. So they push back out and then slide back in, push back out and slide back in.
We're talking about like a lot of like sharp pointy traps and
It's
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
So, elvish woman shish kebab. Don't
Yeah, so multiply shish kebabbed here. How are you guys gonna deal with this trap going further?
We could do the same thing we did with the paladin's body. I could get a crowbar and kind of like pry her off those spears.
These spears actually look like they're small and delicate enough that probably with like a few good whacks of like a sword or an axe, they might actually even be able to just be completely dislodged entirely.
Oh, that works. I'll leave it up to the big guys then.
Yeah,
I got you.
Oh, okay.
All right, what are you guys doing?
I will take out my hand axe and start hacking
Just like
away.
hacking away at them? Sure. What's your strength at again? Just your normal strength.
94.
No, it's 14.
All right, I'd say that's good enough. Yeah, you can start hacking at these, and sure enough, with like a few good hacks of your hand axe, each of these like delicate little metal rods just are broken in half, just kind of jaggedly broken. Each one's probably about like a little bit thinner than your pinky, so probably not very sturdy at all. And within probably maybe about, what do you think, like 5-10 minutes, give or take, you have like this nice sized panel of wall where these spears have come out of is now just jagged, right? And now you have this elven woman who's basically just been shish kebab there, and she's, I don't know, did you just like throw her off the side to the bottom? Because I mean, you can't lay her down on the ground and conceivably get by her, so
Yeah, I'll just
Figure
it down.
And with that go like all of the spears that are there too. And so as you guys take a step up, you hear that telltale sound of like a shink, except nothing actually comes out anymore. And you just see like the protrusions of where the spears were probably come out maybe like that far. So as long as you're not touching the wall, you're fine. But it'd probably give you a little bit of a jump for like a split second. So you guys are easily managed to like go up the stairs and bypass this hopefully last and final trap. As you guys get around this turn, you see that another like half turn around the building, and you'll be at the ceiling. You'll be at where the stairs finally cross into whatever is up there on that threshold. Are you guys staying in the same marching order?
I think all the clerks are staying at the bottom, right?
Yeah, what is Caliban doing? Sorry.
As far as I know, Tor and Zir, I don't know why I didn't think of it. Tor and Zir were going up. Where's Caliban? Did Caliban go up with them, or did Caliban stay at the bottom with Sylvie?
I think Calvin stayed at the bottom.
Okay. So then, at this point, it is just Tor, Zir, Gadri, and Craw who are going up. Craw, also, there's no more area to fly. You probably have to land and start following Tor by foot.
All right, I'll bring up the rear then.
Gadri, are you actually going to walk, or you letting your mount carry you?
You like your backpack?
Oh, I'll lead the way if I need to.
Okay.
You really want to die? Okay.
You better stay back, Uncle Godry.
Well, I don't know. He's short enough that whatever trap comes up might just go right over his head. I mean...
I'm
fair
pretty
point.
nimble and I'm tougher than I look.
All right, so I'll obey his wishes, and he'll take up the front, and I'll take up the rear.
I'm
Why
just...
not?
I'm kind of enjoying this weird, like, awkward flirting from Caliban and Sylvie down at the bottom of the stairs. So you guys are headed up the stairs, and you now see that there's a decent bit of like this blue light that's emanating from somewhere up at the top. As you are going up here, you now notice that the stairs have some sort of like railing on the side as you guys go up, and outside, on the outer wall of this new room that you're entering from the bottom, appears to be like glass going all the way around it, and there is numerous columns that are set up on the outer edges as support. This does look like a strange sort of lighthouse up here, and you notice that there is a single like black stone throne or chair of some sort, kind of high backed, that seems to be kind of centered in the middle of this like 20 foot by 20 foot room. And you see that whatever is the source of this eerie blue light is somewhere on the other side of this throne. Gadri, yeah. You're muted, sir.
There we go.
There you go.
I want to go take. My legs are tiny, and that was a long walk. I'm gonna go take a seat on the throne.
Okay.
What I'm doing is what Zia is doing.
Well, I mean, like, currently, the gnome is back behind everybody.
No, I was leading the way.
I set him. Yeah, he said he wanted to be in front, so I was like, sure. So I just set him down in front, and I took up the rear.
Okay, then. He's leading the way.
I want to take a seat on the, because my legs are tired. They're tiny.
Tor, Kra, Zir, are you just, like, watching,
I'm following close behind him if he's going up. And if I see that he's trying to actually get onto the throne, I'm trying to grab
Oh yeah, I'm
hold of
like
him.
trying to push my way up on top of the throne.
So,
Yeah,
as
if
you...
he's trying to jump up, I just try to grab him.
I'm doing
Like,
dips.
nope, no, not gonna happen.
No,
So, are you grabbing him before he gets to the throne, or, like...
Yeah.
Okay. So, obviously, Gadri, are you contesting this grab?
Oof.
Or are you just gonna let it happen?
For fun's sake, yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then, Zir, go ahead and give me a grapple check. So, an athletics check from you. Gadri, let me get a contesting check of an athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Can
Yes.
I could do acrobatics? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you slipped.
So, he slips away. And Gadri kind of
This
slips
isn't
away.
That bad.
Gadri slips away and manages to head over to the chair. The rest of you guys, are you, like, following him, or are you just watching from the stairway?
This is not a good idea.
God.
Tor, come on.
Eric's fourth.
I'll follow up. I won't approach the throne, but I'll go up to where the throne is.
Okay. Who else is
'Cause
there?
the stairs lead up to like the platform, right?
Can I roll
Yeah.
an investigation real quick to see if I notice
So, like,
any pressure plate on the throne?
The throne is faced away from you, so you'd have to actually go up to it in order to do that, which Gadri is on his way to do.
I can fly 50 feet, but I'm sure there's not enough clearance for that here.
The room's probably only about 10 feet tall, so
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
yeah, you could, but it probably wouldn't be the most comfortable flight. I don't know if maybe your wings would bump into stuff.
I mean, I want to be as quick as I can just to check, so I think I will do that. I want to see what's on the throne first or what's near the throne.
So then, Tor, who is following Gadri, and Kra, who has just come, like, flown over and peeked over the throne from the top. You guys will be the first person to see, whereas Zir is still back behind you guys, probably at the top of the steps on this kind of landing area. The first thing you guys would notice before even the throne, anything else, is outside of this lighthouse area. You'd actually see that. You could actually see a different view of that cityscape that you saw before, and it's actually beautiful. Even though there seems to be nothing but starry sky for as far as the eye can see, you're still able to see over this city area, and it appears that those strange glowing things look as if they're like portals or something. You're not entirely sure. And from this vantage point, you look down and you can actually see humanoid lizards and beastmen that are half horse and half human. You see large giants walking around with sacks. You see what looks like a strange demon-looking creature that you're not sure if it's a really large tiefling or it's like a half tiefling, half ogre. You're not really entirely sure. But you're even noticing like monsters that shouldn't be there as well, that seem to be walking the streets as if they are completely normal citizens here. As you look out over the city, you can actually see it looks like a strange, hunched over demonic being gets to one of the top of these portals that's like where the tower is like faced off in a completely different direction. And as they get up to it, they're walking like on the side as if gravity doesn't matter here. And they just walk into this strange blue portal and just disappear. Something is very, very bizarre. But more importantly, Gadri and Tor, you guys would see at the same time as Kra that whatever is sitting in this chair is emanating this blue light. And as you guys get closer to it, you realize it is a humanoid creature that seems to have like a high-backed collar of like this weird, like dark leather-looking robe of some sort. And the glow is actually coming from an emanation of like its whole face and head has like a strange eerie sort of glow to it. Its hands are also emanating some weird glow, and the hands look almost skeletal in nature. The creature itself looks humanoid, as if its skin has been pulled taut over its skull, and giving off this dim, ethereal, blue, eerie glow. And as you guys come up to it, it looks like it was sleeping a moment ago, but its eyes have opened to a blinding white as it slowly stands up from the chair and begins floating roughly about a foot above the ground. And we're going to end there for this week.
Oh no.